What's going on, good people? It's Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Astrology. Continuing my Pluto series through the signs. It's been a while, but I felt like it was time. Had a dream last night, and it was time to talk about Pluto in Aquarius, where we're headed very soon. I'm recording this, it's 2022, early April. Final fours today. Yes, I'm going with North Carolina and Kansas. But we're in Pluto in Capricorn since 2008 to 2024. Pluto, and we'll talk about what Pluto is in Aquarius, but Pluto in Aquarius will go in, I think, March 23rd, 2023, for a quick little glimpse, right, for like 2 months until June. And then it will retrograde back into Capricorn, and then January 21st, 2024, until 2044, Pluto will be in the sign of Aquarius. Are you ready? You know I'm about to go in and break it down. And that's why I have this on, because what's Aquarius? We'll talk about Aquarius before the Pluto. Aquarius, ruled by Saturn and Uranus. It is a fixed air sign, the water bearer. It's about the collective, humanity, friends, groups, organizations, freedom, liberation. But remember, fixed air. So there are still some Saturnian rules, control. It is astrology, aliens, the internet. This is key. The internet. Aquarius is very much about being the rebel, being the futuristic, innovative genius. Very weird, bizarre, unique, the black sheep, going left when everyone's going right, marching to its own drum. I got some agua, the water bearer. Please drink your water. Like always, hit me up at taylor2coaching@gmail.com for my services, chart readings, all that stuff, relationship coaching, and the social media. Twitter at Taylor2C, at BigEAstro, Taylor2 Coaching on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. I might change the TikTok to Taylor2 Astrology, just like the YouTube. We shall see. So you heard about Aquarius, and it's a very cold, detached energy too. Very much, sorry about this wind, but yeah, it's air travel, it's electricity, right? This is that energy of Uranus. It's scientific, computers, science, okay? And this is really where we're going to be entering the age of Aquarius, 2024 to 2044. That great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, December 21st, 2020, was the glimpse of the precipice, the doorstep of this time. What's Pluto? Where do you begin? Hades, the underworld. Pluto was discovered, 1930, right before World War II. And Then what did we create? The atomic bomb. And just, well, let me say Pluto before I rewind back to Pluto in Aquarius before the 1700s. Pluto is the underworld, Hades. Pluto is associated with death and rebirth, trauma, pain, crisis, the occult, secrets, lies, trust, power, obsession, control, sex, psychology. Transformation, transmutation. Pluto's not a game. And yes, now, in 06, it was designated to a dwarf planet when we discovered Aries and Sirius. But Pluto's still very powerful. Pluto's also virus, explosions. That's the Aquarius freedom, from the weirdness to the freedom. So, right after America's Pluto return in Capricorn, the birth of America, Pluto very quickly went into Aquarius. And this time you had the American Revolution, dealing with Great Britain, and you had the French Revolution years later, Uranus being discovered in 1781, right? Which also brought in not just the association with Aquarius, but also brought in electricity and advancements in electricity. But there's very much about that revolutionary energy and the rebellion and the freedom and the individual and what's better for the collective and humanity that we're going to be dealing with in these 2 decades, 24 to 44. Now you remember the axis is Pluto in Leo. Pluto was discovered, it was in Cancer, and then went to Leo in 38. Pluto in Leo was dealing a lot with sort of the ego and that. And we can go back and watch my Pluto in Leo video, but dealing with the energy of the limelight, the fame, the personality, the self-expression, the I am sun energy, right? The creativity, the politician, the authority. So Aquarius, the other axis of that, it's more about we instead of I. We the people. I know, I'm gonna tell them. Calm down, I'm trying to tell them. Those birds. So get ready, because what you're gonna find in this fixed air sign with Pluto, it is like we've seen in Capricorn, and we still have 2 more years basically, or 1.5 years or so. It's been changing the structures, financial system, political system, revealing things about, Me Too and this and that, and what's right to say, what's PC, or not even just PC, but what is no longer acceptable. What are the people no longer going to stand for? Now these lines get blurred because of power structures and the systems and the technology and just the constant years of brainwashing and programming and conditioning that the collective and the people have gone through all over the globe. This energy will be, for all of us, very personal. And then there's the energy for the collective. So you can see with Pluto in Aquarius where there will be maybe some revolution, some liberation. The individual will rebel from the systems. Now, the way that I look at it, in the first part of 2044 to probably 2030, you're looking at the first decan, which is Aquarius. Then from like 30 to 37, 2037, we're getting into Aquarius Gemini decan. And then 37 to 44, the Aquarius Libra decan. That's how it breaks down. So what's so fascinating about that? Well, in 2025, Uranus will leave Taurus, the square to Pluto in Aquarius, for about a year, which will be fascinating. Where we could see some continued restrictions and the allure, the last grips of power trying to control the people for the finances, for the food, for the banking. But then when Uranus goes to Gemini, and you need to watch that video, you're gonna see, and when Uranus was discovered, it was in Gemini back in 1781. So you are going to see, and that will be from like really 25 to 32 going into 2033 a little bit. I really feel you're going to see a huge change in communications. Now, Gemini social media ideas, the local community, the people. But Pluto in Aquarius is about the friends, the groups, the internet, the organizations, the freedom, the rebellion, the liberation. So these energies will have you looking at a situation where potentially people will be looking for freedom, liberation through the internet and social media, through communications, as we're dealing with what? Pluto in Aquarius is going to bring in AI, the driverless cars, more solar and wind energy, changes in our power grids and electricity. We are going to go through, probably at this time, it'll be official, where you tap in around 2027, 2028, where you are, everyone's in the metaverse. Everyone's dealing with crypto. Everyone's on Web3 and Opera. And you can see the growth and expansion of crypto or just digital money and currency. I don't think crypto is going away, but I do think you're going to have the systems, the organizations that are pretending to be about the people and the collective for freedom, try the restrictions that will come from Saturn. Remember, Aquarius is Saturn and Uranus. Some people think it's just Uranus. No, don't ever forget about the traditional ruler of Saturn on Aquarius. Because remember, it's what? Fixed air. Stubborn. Arrogant. God complex. Now, when you get to 2030, 2031. And Uranus is in Gemini. And you're in that second decan of Aquarius, Gemini. You're talking about alien communications, AI communications. Elon Musk maybe creating a new social media, but also, right, trying to get consciousness on the computer through your human brain. Everyone thinks these things are positive, but understand, everything gets kind of hijacked. The government, as you saw if you really pay attention, with the America's Pluto return, which was kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say anything controversial, but kind of hijacked in a sense that it was more about the liberation and freedom of Ukraine and not of America. It's like we outsourced our Pluto Capricorn return in America to over there. And believe me, God bless the Ukrainian people. Like, I'm anti-war. But the Pluto and Aquarius energy, there's still some restrictions and control of the government even over the people and groups and organizations. And Pluto's what? Secret societies. It's still power and control. Yes, there'll be great transformations. There'll be great mutations and change. But don't think that the powers that be are not still going to hold on to their final grasp before the completion of this whole cycle and liberation comes, which is still Neptune and Aries, Pluto, Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini. And that Neptune Aries can be a civil war, spiritual war. I mean, when you combine these energies together, you guys, something's going down. The question is, are you vibrating from your heart? Are you connecting to the right people in your local community? Are you forming the right groups? Are you meditating and praying and being on your highest vibration to evolve? We're not going to be a 3D planet anymore. We're going to be in other states, theta, delta. We're going to be in other consciousness. There's going to be things that we're not going to even understand or be able to explain. Like I always tell you, watch Total Recall, watch Knight Rider, watch, oh my gosh, there's just a lot. And some things get put in movies that become reality. But you're going to see more robots doing jobs. You're not going to have, they're putting robots in the trucking industry, in the food service industry, McDonald's, Wendy's, all these places. So what does this tell you as a human being that's a worker? It's about starting your own business, providing a service to be useful so that people can pay you money. What can you create or provide to solve problems, right? You got to be in the solution business. Because we might not need MTA workers, bus drivers, Uber, taxis. Do you remember RoboCop? Robots for the police. So, I hope you're really understanding and getting yourself ready, responding to your ability, Saturn in Aquarius right now. Because when you talk about the collective energy, it starts with Capricorn, Pluto Aquarius, Pluto Pisces, 2045. So we're talking about when we, get into 2037, potentially, we could have time travel. We might be introduced to the aliens full-fledged, maybe before then. A lot of people right now are having downloads and dreams, Uranus Taurus, #New Earth, about aliens on the Earth, visitations. Yeah, it might sound crazy to you if you don't know astrology or if you're not spiritually open, but for those who know, and for those who have been chosen to have your third eye and your ears open and your chakras open to what's really happening, you know that the galactic center is moving. You know that things are changing. You know how our planet is evolving and the moon is leaving or going further away each year from Earth. So what does this all mean for us? We have got to be prepared to form real groups and organizations that are for the people, the collective, humanity, freedom. Because Pluto's asking you, how is your soul going to evolve in this lifetime? How is your soul's psyche going to be healed through the transformation to go to push through the pain, trauma, and crises, to learn how to surrender, learn how to let go and let God, learn how to trust self-love within, and then trust your fellow man and the collective and others. The first part of Pluto in Aquarius, there's still going to be a lot of restrictions. I think that you're going to see even maybe regulations on the metaphysics, tarot, numerology, occult, human design. But then I think when Saturn gets into Pisces, that will dissipate. And the battle of restrictions and no boundaries, if we've been responding to our abilities, can open up spirituality to greater heights. When you get to that third decan, 37 to 2044, we're going to start to see about the marketplace, contracts, commerce, partnerships, relationships, marriage. Will we still have monogamy? Will we get into more thruples? Will we get into more communes? Will we get into more open marriages? Could marriage even get outlawed? I mean, I doubt that. But I do think as a collective, you're going to find generations of people that will be into free love, almost like the 60s, the hippies, but not in the Pluto Virgo way, but more in the way that it's, I don't want to say mandated, but it's going to get tricky as you get into that Libra decan, 37 to 44. I've seen into the future. I've been telling you, if you've been watching and seen some of these videos, 2027, you're going to wake up, it's going to be a different place. And part of that is because one of the prophecies is about the human design and moving from the solar plexus to the heart chakra as a collective. And it's the energy of all of it, Uranus, the outer planets. And you could throw in Saturn, the last planet that you see with the naked eye. Sabado, Saturday, going to Pisces, then Aries. It'll be in Aries when we get to 2027. Uranus in Gemini. Pluto, and still the first decan of Aquarius, so really you'll see more in 2030 when it gets to Pluto, Aquarius, Gemini decan of Pluto. Computer science is going to evolve, and there might be a new currency different or more advanced than crypto. We don't know what's going to exist on the metaverse in terms of the VR technology, but also just smart homes. Yeah, some people have them, and you got the fridge and this and that, but I mean, the technology beyond 5G, 6G, or if they skip up to 10G, or Elon Musk and this one and whoever, you don't know. You know, literally we could just be like, I could just say, you know, you could say on your house, call Eric. And then if I pick up, but you automatically just, from your television, turns into your phone. You might not need a cell phone anymore. Might not need to touch anything anymore. You can just talk. Open up Instagram, open up Facebook, open up, you know, Hulu, some new site, you know, Human Dough, you know, another new site, and then speak whatever directions you want, and then it appears and happens. Call Eric, and then all of a sudden it comes up, and if I hit the button or say pick up, I pick up, and then we can talk on the screens. Very much Total Recall. So just get yourself ready, respond to your abilities, get your discipline, your skills down to be the entrepreneur, so the robots don't just get rid of your job and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? You ain't been awake. You ain't been making moves. You haven't been planning for the revolution. Grow your own food. Control what you can control, so that you are as independent as you can be from the power structure. It's a distinct choice. Put your head in the sand, or you can look up to the stars in the heavens. The choice is yours. You can give her this, or you can give her that. Shout out to Dres. Man. Everything comes back to hip hop at the end of the day. And when we realize that there's only one race, the human race, we can stop the silly wars between blue and red and black, white, yellow, brown, you know, skin, and it's gender. These are childish things. You need to look at the heart and the soul of a human. Judge them not just on their character, like Dr. King said, but judge them by their actions. And yeah, this is about equal rights, freedoms, civil rights. I think Pluto in Aquarius will continue a lot of the work that Pluto in Virgo initiated and started, which is where we lost real people that stood up for change and freedom. JFK, MLK, Malcolm X, and RFK. No one else has raged against the machine as individuals. I mean, you did with, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale and Fred Hampton and different people over time, but not the way those four did. And I'm not saying they were angels. I'm not saying they were perfect or everything that they wanted or spoke about was right or correct. I'm just telling you what they represented. Pluto in Aquarius, it's going to be fun. It's not going to be the cakewalk that everybody thinks, because you have to understand that things get hijacked. This could also be fixed income for everyone, which could bring in social credit scores and different rules, right? You lose points on your social credit score if you get a can of soda and Doritos. That's your choice, but there could be a minus for that. I know in America, nobody wants that. Me, that doesn't bother me, but that's just because I don't eat Doritos and drink soda. Or I'm not judging you if you do. I'm just letting you know that's, because that's something that's bad for your health, so that could affect your social credit score, which is about the health system and about controlling the health of the collective. And we might get to a situation where, they create different pills that represent food, and you might be able to live to 100 years old or 120 years old, especially for children that are born after 2024. You'll see. You will see. So, it's that time. I want you to understand the importance of the time period, 24 to 30, 30 to 37, 40, 37 to 44, and just also how Uranus and Gemini and then Uranus and Cancer, in that time period. Uranus is 7 years, this Pluto is going to be 20 years. And Neptune's 14 to 16. So, what's going to dissolve? The I am? Maybe Neptune in Aries is saying it's not going to be about I. It's going to only be about we and finding your tribe. Online and in your local community. Uranus, Gemini, communications, where the aliens play in, where, different planets. Do we have people living on Mars? Are we up at the moon? You don't know what's going to get down or how it's going to go down. But I want you to be ready. I want you in the future to understand the power of astrology. And we can see changes with astrology, new planets discovered. I think they're looking for a new planet now, which might be another ruler of Virgo, besides the Mercury. Chiron is sort of that point between Uranus and Saturn. It's definitely about healing, 6th house Virgo energy stuff. And then you got Eris and Black Moon Lilith that have sort of a female Pluto energy. And then Ceres, which was the mother or stepmother of Persephone and Hades. 6 months underground, and then she was 6 months with Ceres above ground, and You're talking about harvest and health and food. So it's a lot. Don't get pulled into the illusion in 24, 25 of being pulled into the end of that Neptunian Pisces fog, the deception of a fake freedom and liberation. There could definitely be a revolution and a real war in 2026 or 2027. I'm about peace. But this could also be the war of the heart, the war of the mind, the war of the spirit. This doesn't have to be guns and hand-to-hand combat. This can be a spiritual war, a war from the stars, different beings, intergalactic souls and spirits. You better start listening to those kids that are 9 and under. Learn from them. They're from other places, but it's their first time here. And they've got spiritual gifts and powers. So do some of those Neptune and Aquarius folks. And the Pluto Sag, early Pluto Capricorn. Don't ever get into the racism, the sexism, or the ageism. The isms will steer you wrong. But I guess bism. As the hair gets long, I spit it through a song, lyrically like King Kong. The elevated flow that puts the competition on the gong show. Pull them off the stage. This lyrical rage loves to turn the page. Broke up out of the cage, been more than free. Spoken to the spirits, not in this society. Different types of humanity. I hope you listen to thee. I love you. And you Pluto and Aquarius children. Hit me up. Tailored to you astrology. Tailored to you coaching at gmail.com. Check out the website, tailoredtocoaching.com. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to spread love, elevation, humanity, and truth. So holla at your boy. Pluto in Aquarius. There will be a new balance. There will be more equal rights. There will be more of a chance. If you're willing to put in the discipline, hard work, and structure, you can have greater liberation, freedom, success, money, hopes, gains, and wishes. Just be willing to transform. Surrender, let go, let God. Deep water faith, faith over fear. Vibrate from your heart. And don't be afraid to question the authority, the systems, the power brokers. Don't keep drinking the same Kool-Aid. Your stomach should be hurting you by now. Wake up, please. I love you. Learn astrology. Learn astrology is real. Learn numerology, human design. Wake up. What What's it gonna take for you to believe what's happening? You need an alien knocking on your door, or just morphing, teleporting through it, sit up on your bed? Men in Black to come? Don't get me started. All right, Pluto in Aquarius. Let's get ready to get on that ride. You gonna fly to Mars? You gonna let them hook a computer up to your brain? You gonna let them put a chip in your wrist? Don't continue to be the sheep. Stand up and be the man and woman that God has made you to be. A liberated, free human being. That really, when we ascend and vibrate, maybe we're not really human anymore. Pluto in Aquarius, Eric Taylor. I hope I did you justice. Please comment down below and reach out to your boy. And join me for Astrological Coffee Talk, Sunday, April 10th, 2022, 1 p.m. Eastern. Book it, only $15. 90 minutes over Zoom. It's the real deal. Teach an astrology lesson. We build community, tribe together over the internet. Share placements and insights and have fun, like-minded people. Yeah, it's time for that. So you can get ready. Book it at taylorgcoach@gmail.com. I love you, Pluto in Aquarius. I'm out. It's the future. It's the future. It's the future. Whew.